Thanks everybody for coming to the April 13th, 2026 council session. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, before we get to the mayor's report, we got a few people who'd like to speak tonight. I'm just going to call you out the way Caitlin gave them to me. So, is it Stephen or Stephen Beach?
Stephen.
Stephen? You want to come up, sir?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Amanda Huckins. This is Stefan. We're firefighters for South Lane. As you guys probably know, South Lane covers Cottage Grove and the Creswell areas and surrounding. We're here seeking support for our levy that we have coming up on the May ballot. Our levy is going to increase the property tax of 47 cents per thousand of assessed value. We're asking for that money for staffing purposes only. We're trying to increase staffing in all three shifts to allow us more coverage. Due to the call volume and the amount of medical calls we get, that takes away from our fire coverage and does not leave us with adequate people to fight house fires when other people are on medical calls. So we're just seeking support, trying to get the information out. Get accurate information out because our levy did fail last time and we believe it was mostly in part to inaccurate information. So we have some pamphlets here that we can hand out and we're here to answer any questions.
We got a couple scenarios as well as from, we got the okay from the fire chief to pass along that if the levy does happen to fail, there's going to be some drastic changes that are going to happen that he's trying to figure out what the best avenues are. And he has told me today that, like for today is an example that we only have 5 guys on shift. So 2 guys down in Cottage Grove, and then we have a division chief, 2 guys here in Creswell, and that is it. We will be only providing a single ambulance starting July 1st, 2026. Because our main obligation is fire service protection. And we staff the ambulance for additional revenue as well as traditionally that's how we provide services. But because of the call volume and we're not able to provide both medical services as well as fire services, our main obligation is fire services. So we said if it doesn't pass, starting January or July 1st, 2026, we will be going down to 1 ambulance if we only have staffing for 5 guys.
Thank you. Generally, we don't answer or we ask any questions right now. We just kind of let you guys give out the information. But if you'd like to leave some pamphlets with Caitlin or at the table there, be happy to pass those out. And on those pamphlets, is there information, emails to first citizens to go ahead and maybe contact?
There is not an email. There's a QR code on the back. When you scan that, it takes you to 3 locations: the union, Facebook, Instagram, as well as our department website. Okay. So I actually run our social media sites. So if any messages come through that, they just come directly to me.
So that's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, for us directly. We're here representing the union, so we're allowed to have a little more freedom than the district itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably better for questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up, our very own Mark Kramer.
Thank you, Mark Kramer from Creswell. All right, just prepared something here. So the city manager was tasked to work on homeless situations, and this consists of 8 to 13 people. From what I understand, manager provided only one option. There has been many more options to be explored and haven't been talked about with council. Has anyone reached out to the families and asked what their needs are? Instead of creating a third-party community, this is a grant-funded project that happens, what happens whenever all the money runs out? The third-party community will, more than likely, the city will have to fit the bill. This is excessive and not planned out very well. I remember saying when I wanted to talk more about the homeless situation, but not move to make a whole new community. Does this plan sound like it's been thought through? I don't think so. We, the people of Creswell, haven't been heard. This is our city, and we deserve to be heard. Have the business owners been heard, or how they would be affected? Do they have a voice? Have there been any cost analysis done with the third-party community? Has anyone looked into the impact of public safety? We are close to needing another officer. And this will more than likely put us to get a deputy sooner than later, adding on to the cost of the citizens. I'm not for or against the homeless situation. I just want a plan that works for everyone. I expect the way this has been handled so far, it seems like them that came from Salem or Eugene, not Creswell. We're better than this. Until the public has a voice, I think we should consider tabling this until we have options and has been properly vetted on the impact of the community. Resident of Creswell, I don't speak for you. I speak with you. This isn't about me or you. It's about what's doing right for our city and having our voices heard. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I agree with many things you said. All right. Next up, Thomas Yee.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I want to thank the city and the staff and all auxiliary helpers that updated the website for the floodplain situation. As many of you know, the maps are being amended and the proposed maps will become effective pretty soon. So this is the appeal period. It ends in 3 days on the 16th. Many have applied as individual appeals. I just wanted to let you know as an update, I'm submitting a group appeal. It will encompass the entire special flood hazard area in the entire city limits of Creswell. So I'm putting that together. It'll be submitted in a couple of days. I'm just getting the last few appellants added and listing their properties, and hopefully, fingers crossed, FEMA listens to us. So thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it. All right. Nobody else has signed up to speak. We'll move to the mayor's report, and I've got a proclamation for everyone today. In 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting trees. And this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of our business areas, and beautify our community. Trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And the city of Creswell has maintained its status as Tree City USA for 15 years in a row. In recognition of this declaration to the preservation of the value of its urban forests, now therefore I, Nicholas Smith, Mayor of the City of Creswell, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2026 as Arbor Day in the City of Creswell, and I urge all citizens to participate in the celebration at Harry Holt Park on Sunday, April 26, from 11 to 2, and to celebrate the support efforts to protect our trees and our woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of the future of generations. I have one more in my mayor's report, and this would be a 2026 charge clarification. for the Finance and Administrative Committee includes a review of the city attorney evaluation process and timeline. As part of this work, the committee is authorized to assess the effectiveness and efficiency and transparency of the current evaluation framework. So based on the review, the committee may recommend maintaining the existing evaluation process or propose an alternative evaluation process for consideration. Any proposed alternative should be improve clarity and expectations, consistency in evaluation, and align with the City Council's oversight. The committee shall present its findings and recommendations to the mayor for review and potential adoption. And that will end the mayor's report. Move on to correspondence. Has everybody had a chance to see the correspondence from FEMA? Anybody have any questions? Okay, move on from correspondence and move on to the consent calendar. Has everybody had a chance to review? All items will be considered routine and enacted by one motion unless pulled for correction. Anybody have any questions or comments on the minutes? Nope. All right. I'll entertain a motion. Councilor Kent.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
A second. Councilor Moore seconds it. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Move on to the March 26th Administrative Report. City Manager Marrello.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet, you have a finance expenditures report. Are there any questions that we could answer at this point?
Councilor Holt.
What is this line item for country media? It's small. I'm just curious what it is.
What page is that on?
That's a really good question. It is on page 3.
Country media. We did flag that one, and it is the annual newspaper subscription renewal for Cottage Grove Centennial.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious. I hadn't heard it.
Anybody else? Councilor Castillo.
Yes, I just had one. I'm assuming it's the very last page. There is a payment for Taco Bell irrigation. Was that just a reimbursement for overpayment or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Move on to Lane County Sheriff's Report.
Alex?
Where are you on your bus real quick?
Good evening, everyone. If you look at our calls for service, you're probably going to notice right off the bat that our property crime was way up this month. That's not a typo. It's accurate. And I can attribute that to two particular nights in Creswell where there was some major car clouding going on. And it was unlocked cars for those 2 nights, and then we had a couple other small incidents throughout the month. So each victim of a crime gets a case number, and so that's why we had 24 case numbers of property crimes this month. We also had several incidents involving some juveniles with some vandalism and criminal mischief type things. That's being addressed through the juvenile court now with those kids that were involved in that. So I just wanted to throw that out there right off the bat because that's probably the biggest question that I was anticipating. We didn't have any Measure 11 stuff this month. The offense against state number is pretty high. That's a good thing. So what offense against state means is like warrant arrests, criminal drug offenses, weapons offenses, that type of thing. Those are generally self-initiated, where we locate a wanted subject or something along those lines. So that number is actually not a bad number to have high, is what I'm getting at, because that means that we're cleaning up warrants, people not showing up to court when they should be. So I'm happy to answer any questions. It was a busy month, not through any one particular thing. I do want to mention, we explored doing some schedule adjustments, some randomized. Once we started having these car clouds, my my crew is very flexible and they adjusted their shifts to try to be less predictable when we're here. And I don't know, I mean, we'll never know if that made an effect or not. My hope is that it did. But that's something we're going to continue doing in the future as I can get my guys to volunteer to do that. So.
Councilor Kramer?
Quick question. Did a lot of this come through with on spring break?
The vandalism stuff, yes.
Okay.
Kids staying out late, going and getting into trouble. It's the same group of kids. At least all of these incidents were. I'm sure there's more, but these incidents were the same group of kids. And that's kind of how we interpreted it, as they're getting out, trying to be silly. And
What area was that?
It was kind of all over. It was mostly the west side of town, though. I think we only had one incident on the east side of town, and I don't know that it was that same group. I think that could have been something else, but to be honest, I don't know what the cause of that one was.
All right. Thank you.
Councilor Kent?
Yeah, so I have two things. One is just kudos to your staff for being so, flexible and open-ended. I appreciate that, as I'm sure most of us do. And the question that I had was, do you have any indication, just out of curiosity, if the car crew that was taking effect in those 2 days, is that kind of like Wayne County local, or is that like people going up and down I-5?
These are our local people.
Okay.
In fact, not every incident we've identified a suspect in, but the majority of them can be attributed to a couple different people that we either have already contacted or are going to be contacting. But it is the same group of local Creswell people that we are consistently dealing with.
Well, to piggyback off of Councilor Kent, I do appreciate the proactiveness and the thought process to try and mix up the schedule to get the guys to do that, just to see if you can catch them. I respect and really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilor Holt?
Is there anything the community can do? Can
Parents?
Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is not all of these, but the majority of these thefts that are occurring are unlocked cars.
Okay.
It's a crime of opportunity, and if you take the opportunity away, it might deter somebody enough. And so if I could say, everybody lock your cars, nobody leave your keys in your cars, nobody leave your wallets in your cars, your cell phones, whatever. If you have valuables, don't leave them visible. That's the biggest thing. The other thing is, if you see something weird, don't assume that somebody else is gonna report it. You should report it. I can't tell you how many times we've shown up at calls and everyone thought someone else called and it was somebody who just walked by. So never assume that we're aware of an issue until you make us aware of an issue. And you're not gonna get yelled at by my dispatch for calling in for little things or anything like that. So please, be proactive, it helps us, and just take care of each other. You know, if you're paying attention to your neighbor's house and know that something's out of the ordinary, it's at least worth a call and we can decide if it's a thing or not.
Well, a lot of community members have cameras now.
Yes.
And I know, I'll see on social media where somebody says, somebody got stolen last night, and the neighbor's like, I'll check my cameras. Does that hold any water when it comes down to actually prosecuting people?
Absolutely.
It does?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
We used to have the ability, we don't have this ability anymore, but when I first started down here, some of you may have even received the message from me, but we used to have the ability to basically contact any Ring camera owner within a certain area, and I could say, please check your footage. Ring took that ability away from law enforcement a couple years ago, but that was a tool that when I first came down here we used, and I could say, this car was broken into on this block, so I'm gonna send out a notification to all the owners of Ring cameras within the 2 blocks. Please check your cameras and let me know if you have footage. Or yeah, so if you see something on social media or you hear about it from a neighbor or something, yeah, check your cameras. If there's something relevant, at least let us take a look at it and we can decide if it's something worth looking at or not.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
One more, I think.
Oh, Council Morris?
If we come upon something that after the fact, I'm trying to figure out whether we call 911 or the non-emergency number.
If it's not, so the good rule of thumb is if it's not in progress, call non-emergency. Unless it's, obviously like you find somebody down or something, right? But if it's not in progress, non-emergency, and when we have a Creswell deputy available, they'll reach out to you. We're pretty good about getting back to people pretty quick, as long as we have somebody working.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay, next up, the city attorney report that's in your packet. Our city attorney accrued 29 hours last month. Are there any questions? Not seeing any. Code enforcement report. You have the spreadsheet of cases open, cases closed, as well as several photographs showing some of the progress made this past month. Any questions?
I have a quick question, just on the signage of a building, I think it's the Creswell Market over here. I saw there was a bunch of signs on the side of the building, and I just drove by and some of those were removed. They're not allowed to have those on the building, advertising wise?
Pierre can come up more specifically, but it exceeds the number of signs.
Okay.
And the sign face requirements.
Okay.
Is really what we got into. They're allowed certain number of signs per face of building, depending on how that building faces different streets.
That makes sense.
Is in a nutshell, and if Pierre shaking his head that I got that right.
It cleans it up a little bit. But
Yes.
okay, I appreciate that. Anybody else? Okay.
Okay, next up is the building permit recap. The spreadsheet provides you a comparison and a recap. Any questions?
We speak to the construction or the commercial structural permit,
With regard to,
where that was going, what could be going on?
I'll need to ask Angela to come up to,
Well, off of this report, I couldn't tell you what exactly that is to. I'd have to look it up in another program.
Okay, I'm just curious, I mean, it's a good little administrative payday, but it's more importantly, like, what are we building in Creswell that might benefit Creswell? Because that looks like the job value is pretty high. So it's not a bad,
well, and if we can't get that by the end of the meeting, we'll email that out to the council.
I appreciate it, I'm curious to know. Anyone else? All right. Should we move on to council action items then?
Yes.
All right.
So the council has an agenda item summary and resolution. This is I was instructed to draft a resolution to terminate the IGA with Lane County regarding the system benefit fee. That's the resolution that you have in front of you. I also sent out in the last week or so some recent communications between me and Lane County and then me and Sanapac. It's kind of two sides of the latest negotiations, just so you had all the recent information before tonight. I can answer any questions regarding, council's talked about this multiple times, so I don't know if there's any questions at this point or any questions with the recent communication.
I think the work session, we pretty much were in cahoots, right? So I'm just gonna go for entertaining a motion on this one. Councilor Kent?
I move that the City Council approve Resolution 2026-03, a resolution authorizing the city manager to terminate the intergovernmental agreement establishing the system benefit fee with Lane County.
I have a second. Councilor Castillo seconds it. Any other further discussion or questions? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously.
So happy about that.
That's a good one. All right. Move on to B. Mr. Finance Director, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, City Councilors. The item you have before you is a resolution that amends the fiscal year 2025-26 budget and appropriates expenditures within the general fund. In the resolution, you see that $50,000 has been added to administrative expense. And the $50,000 is coming out of contingency. At the time of putting together the budget, we didn't know this would be an expense that we'd incur, and so we're before you now with a resolution to amend that budget.
Any questions? All right, I'm entertaining a motion. Councilor Morris.
I move that the City Council approve Resolution 2026-04, a resolution appropriating expenditures within the general fund.
Do I have a second? Councilor Duke seconds it. Any other further discussion or questions before we vote? All right. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Finance Director, come on down.
I've got a few of these. So.
You're going to be up here.
All right. This resolution amends fiscal year 2025-26 budget and appropriates expenditures within the sewer fund. This one will amend materials and services, and that will come out of contingency. And this is for consulting work by our wastewater facilities plan engineer. And they are helping us with meetings to get the regional connection in place. So, yeah, any questions?
Well, I know that myself and City Manager was working on that today, so I'm entertaining a motion. Councilor Steele.
I move that the City Council approve Resolution 2026-05, a resolution appropriating expenditures within the sewer fund.
Second. Councilor Kramer seconds it. Any further discussion or questions before we vote? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Finance Director, Jim Piper.
Are you still asking me for more money?
Well, actually, in this resolution, we're going to save the city some money. Well, this is not a resolution, rather a motion authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Marsh McLennan Agency as the city's insurance agent of record. We were asked to go out to bid, and we put on an RFP, and we got one proposal from the same agency, but better. The agent that worked for him before was there when we initially got the first contract with them. They were Western States Insurance, I believe, at that time. And that agent is no longer with them. But this agent seems to be a little more involved and was willing to come down on the fee too, propose a flat fee instead of a percentage commission, which is going to save the city about $4,000 a year, so about $20,000 over the 5-year contract. City staff, including city manager, myself, and public works director, airport manager, we all looked at this proposal and kind of picked through it. And the score sheet is included with this AIS. Kind of showed the council what we looked at, and they scored fair. I think they still have some work to do for us, and we'll see how it goes. So again, this item is just asking that the council award this and authorize City Manager Martorello to sign the agreement.
Any questions? Councilor Holt?
I just want to say thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna piggyback on that one too, because it's not very often we get to save money, and so we need to enjoy that and really compliment that. Is the coverage the same? I mean,
yeah, the coverage hasn't changed, and I think the expectation is this week we expect more. We expect somebody who's plugged in the city who'll be there for us when we have questions and not overcharge us for it.
Excellent. All right, well, I'm entertaining a motion. Councilor Morris?
I move that the City Council authorize City Manager Vincent Martorello to enter into a contract with Marsh McLennan Agency as the city's insurance agent of record for a term not to exceed 5 years.
Do I have a second? Councilor Steele seconds it. Any further discussion or questions? All right,
Wait, I have a question.
Councilor Holt?
Would that, at the 5-year mark, are you putting that in so that it gets looked at again every 5 years?
Yeah, we'll have to go out to bid.
I
bid again.
appreciate that, thanks. All right.
All right. Any further questions? All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. And Angela, you have your hand up?
Oh, yeah, that was for the Robinette and Hughes restroom.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, weird. Finance Director, Travis Piper.
But part of that, there was grant money involved in that, right?
Yes, but we have a percentage of that, and our fees we're covering, part of our fees that we're covering is the building permits. And
Okay, thank you.
I think we got 26,500 for the,
Yeah.
okay. Finance Director,
All right, item 6E is a motion to authorize City Manager Vincent Martorello to execute the contract for procuring contracted continuing services with Montoya Law LLC. This is a sole source. Given the background, which is in the AIS. And you saw earlier, we had some administrative budget amendments for the cover of these costs. We also anticipate saving some other money in the general fund and admin department to also cover as well. And just to make it clear, transfers are to the airport are not required because this is going to be spent out of the general fund. General fund monies are not restricted for any purpose. In large, there are some restrictions like public safety fee, of course, has to go to public safety, but in general. And this is coming out of operating contingency because it was unforeseen. And our operating contingency is pretty healthy at $373,625. So we have the finances to make this work. Again, the motion is just to authorize city manager to execute the necessary contract and to procure the continuing services Montoya Law LLC, not to exceed $100,000. Are there any questions?
all right. I'll entertain the motion. Councilor Castillo.
I move that the city council authorize the city manager Vincent Martorello to execute the necessary contract documents to procure the continuing services of Montoya Law LLC, not to exceed $100,000.
Have a second? Councilor Kent seconds it. Any further discussion or questions? Councilor Kent?
Yeah, I'm very happy that this item 6E, it's got the background and the financial considerations, and I think this is information that the public has really been hungry for over the last month or so. So it's good to have it out here in an official agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Jimmy, take a break. Public Works Director Cliff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item before you is to receive council approval to enter into a contract with Windrose Excavation for the construction of Creswell Butte Water Main Transmission Line. This will replace the original 8-inch asbestos transmission line that's been in place since the 1960s and runs kind of cross country through private properties in an easement. It's a liability to the city. And this new water line will get that moved back out into the right of way where it should be. It'll be a 12-inch main. It'll increase fire flows. It'll increase services to the kind of south part of town and will allow better service to our reservoirs from the water plant. We received 7 proposals with Windrose Excavation coming in with low bid. You can see the bid tabulation sheets attached. This is a contractor that we have worked with previously. He's done 2 jobs for us. He's done a really good job for us, and we're actually happy that he came in low. The funds for this is partially through a FEMA hazard mitigation program grant for about $100 for about $1 million. The remaining total will be funded by our water capital reserve funds. So the low bid is for a total of $1,417,394.83. A 15% contingency of the bid total, which is around $200,000, is recommended to address unknown conditions for the job. And so staff is asking City Council to authorize City Manager Vincent Martorello to enter into a contract with Windrose. Take questions if there is any.
When would that project start?
In May, probably early to mid-May.
And how long do you think that's gonna take?
I don't have the contract documents with me, so don't quote this, but I think it's a 120-day contract from start.
So before winter.
Yes.
Counselor Steve?
Quick question, does this help us at all with punching off anything off our DEQ list?
No.
More hookups?
This is
okay.
strictly water with the Oregon Health Division.
I tried, thanks.
Good effort, Council President. All right, entertaining a motion. Counselor Kent?
I move that the City Council approve City Manager Vincent Martorello to enter into a contract with Windrose Excavation for construction of the Creswell transmission main for the amount of $1,417,394.83, with a contingency budget of 15% of bid total, i.e. $200,000, for a total budget of $1,617,394.83.
Thank you. I have a second. Counselor Moore seconds it. Any other discussion or questions before we vote? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Cliff. All right. Caitlin, it's your turn. Get everybody today.
Just the array, I swear. All right. So before you, I have the liquor license application for the Creswell Rodeo for the 4th of July rodeo that they're having. They submitted their license on April 3rd and did all the right applications. I had Sergeant Speldridge review it. He approved, saw there was no issues with last year's program, and so he was open for it. The only noticeable difference they have this year is they're going to extend it by 1 hour, just with the location change of the fireworks. They're wanting to be able to have an open spot for people to view the fireworks as well. So other than that, it's the same application, same event. And if there's any questions or anything, I can hopefully answer those.
No? All right, I'll entertain a motion. Counselor Kent?
Let's see here. I move that the City Council recommend.
Can I interrupt for a second? I'm sorry. The agenda item says a public hearing, so we need to hold a public
Oh, a 1 minute
hearing.
public hearing and then to have
Public hearing
it.
before we have the vote.
My apologies, I went right past that.
Quiet time.
All right. Public hearing now open. Public hearing is now closed. Thank you, City Manager, for correcting me. All right, I will now entertain a motion. Counselor Kent?
I move that the City Council recommend approval of the liquor license application as presented.
Do I have a second? Counselor Duke seconds it. Any other further questions before we vote?
Well, they did it earlier this year.
Yeah, there was a special meeting last year for it, so they were on top. They've been great. They've been.
He's got an inside man.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, everyone please review the city website and the calendar for upcoming events and meetings so that you're all informed and aware. We are adjourned.